Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. Another class of elementary science, class 5 English version. We were discussing about chapter 5, energy and matter. In the last class we discussed about the first part, that is energy, and today we will be discussing about the second part, which is matter. Okay, so dear students, we know that there are different forms of energy. We use energies in our life in different ways. So how this energy used to change, or how this energy used to travel from one place to another place. Okay, so transfer of energy, that is our today's discussion topic. Look, energy can be transferred from one place to another in different ways or in many ways. Have a look. The first energy that will be discussed, that we will be discussing, the transfer of that energy is known as heat or transfer of heat. Have a look, transfer of heat. So how does heat energy used to transfer from one place to another place? That will be our first topic of discussion. Have a look, transfer of heat is the flow of thermal energy from warmer place to the cooler place. Okay, so if there is any metal which is warm, so from that warm metal the heat will travel to the cooler metal if they used to connect together, or if they are kept together. Have a look, thermal energy is transferred through three different processes. Okay, so if we want to know that how the thermal energy or heat energy used to travel from one place to another place, there are three ways of heat transfer in different states of matters. What are those? Number one, conduction. Number two, convection, and the third one is radiation. So now we will be learning elaborately about what is conduction, what is convection, and what is radiation. Have a look. The transfer of heat through the solid matter is known as conduction. So in this particular picture you can see that the process is being described by a picture. This particular picture is saying that conduction of heat. Okay, have a look. Transfer of heat through solid matter is called conduction. For example, if you put a metal spoon in a warmer mug or warm place, what will happen? The heat will travel from that particular liquid to the top of that spoon. So the spoon is a metal substance. So what is happening here? The heat is being traveling from that warmer liquid to the top of that spoon, which is a metal, or which is a what can I say, solid material. Okay, have a look at this particular picture also. There is a heating process is going on by fire, and a particular person is touching that pot. So what is happening? The heat has been traveling from that pot to the handle of that particular pot. So this process is known as conduction. So what we learn from this particular thing, that the transfer of heat in solid matter, that is known as conduction. I hope, dear students, it will be easy for you now to understand what is conduction. So I am repeating, the transfer of heat in solid matter is known as conduction. So now we will be moving to convection. Dear students, have a look. Convection. So the transfer of heat through liquid and gaseous matter is known as convection. I beg apology for that. Conduction, what was conduction? The transfer of heat in solid matter. But if we say that the transfer of heat in liquid and gaseous matter, on that particular case it will be known as convection. Have a look. Transfer of heat energy through the gases and the liquid is called convection. So what is the mechanism that is happening here? If you boil water in a particular pot, so what is happening? Look at this. The water that is to the bottom of that particular pot, which is heating and getting warmer, that particular water is feeling a bit lighter and going upward. Okay, and when the place is getting blank, what is happening? The heavier cold water that has been going down on that particular pot. So why is it happening? This process is happening due to the transfer of heat. And where the heat is being transferring? The heat is being transferring in liquid. What is that? That is water. So another form is also there. When the water is being heated, the water vapor used to come out. So the water vapor used to go away from the particular plants. That is also taking out the heat from that particular pot. So the two processes is going on here. two transfer is going on there in two different media, that is liquid and gas. So when the heat is being transferred in liquid and gas media, then it will be known as convection. And heat travels in solid media, conduction. Heat travels in liquid and gas media, that is known as convection. So I hope that will be easier for you now, the difference to differentiate what is conduction and convection. Now another very important energy transfer media or heat transfer media which requires no media actually, or the process which requires no media, that is known as radiation. So radiation is the process in which energy is emitted from a source without any media. We know that sun used to give us light. So is there any media from sun towards us? There is no solid media, no gas or no liquid media. So it can travel without any media. It can travel through air. Okay, so have a look. Conduction can work through solid and convection can work through liquid and gas, but radiation can even work without any medium. So this process is a bit different than conduction and convection. So we know that in case of conduction a media is needed, that is solid media. In case of convection, two medias can be needed, that will be liquid or gaseous, or even liquid or gas. It can be liquid or it can be gaseous, but by the process in which heat used to travel in liquid and gas, that is convection. But the process where no media is needed, that is radiation. So this is why we can feel heat from the sun. Why? Because the heat is coming towards us and it doesn't require any media, though we can feel heat of that particular sun. So look, this is why we can feel the heat of the sun even though it is millions of kilometers away in the space. So with the same process we feel heat from the fire and the lights. Okay, so now another transfer of an energy, that is light energy. So a little while ago we learned about the transfer of heat energy. In case of the transfer of heat energy, there are three processes. What are those? Conduction, convection, radiation. Now we will be learning about a process of transfer of light, that is known as transfer of light. So dear students, in case of transfer of light, there is also no need of media. So light can travel without any media. Okay, so have a look. Light is the form of energy that helps us to see. As we all know that light helps us to see. Light travels as radiation. So the process which I discussed a little while ago, the transfer of heat without any media, that was radiation. So by the same process, light used to travel from one place to another place, and it doesn't require any media. That is why this is known as radiation. Okay, so light doesn't need any medium to transfer. I'm repeating the same thing again and again. That will help you to understand the thing. Okay, so this is how light from the sun, the moon and the stars reaches the earth. You know, sun, the moon, the stars, they are millions of miles away from us, but we still can see them. Why? Because they used to produce light, and that light doesn't need any kind of media, so we can see that light if by our particular organs, which is eye. Okay, look, so now we learned about different type of energies. Okay, so in our daily life we used to use different type of energies, light energies, heat energies, electrical energies, all the energies we are using in our daily activities. But what are we doing? We are just wasting energies than our natural demands. So what we have to do? We have to conserve energy, we have to preserve energy. Otherwise the energies which are non-renewable like coal, oil, okay, if they get finished, what will happen? We cannot create them again. So we will be in trouble, we will be in lack of energies. So the things which we should do that to protect our energy, that will be known as conserve energy or preserve energy. So have a look, why is saving energy important? As I said, if the renewable energies are finished, we cannot create them. The non-renewable energies cannot be created again. So we have to use them wisely. Okay, so that is why it is written here, why is saving energy important? Energy is saving important that because if we cannot use them wisely, one day they will be finished, and that particular day we will be in trouble. So we have to use energies very, very wisely. Okay, so what are the things that we can do to protect or to save energies? Okay, that will be known as how to save energy. Okay, so saving energy is in your hand. So look at this. You can save energy by a click of your finger. If you switch off the fans, if you switch off the if you switch off lights when you are not using them, so you are saving energy. You are saving huge amount of energy when they are not in use. Okay, you should use bicycles, or you should walk instead of using cars or any kind of personal vehicles. That will save energy also. You should open the curtains and use the sunlight instead of turning on the lights in the daytime. Okay, so you should not leave the refrigerator door open while you are not using it, or while you are not in need of it. So that's how you can save energy. So dear students, we all know that how important saving energy is. If we save energy, we will be make our world a better place to live on for the future. Okay, so now this topic, next topic is structure of matter. You know, in our surroundings we can see different type of matters. In our lecture 1 and 2 we discussed about matters called solid, liquid and gases. So today we will be discussing how the matter is being formed and what are the elements that used to create a matter. You know, can we see air? We cannot see air, but we can feel its existence. Air is also a matter. What type of matter it is? It is a gaseous matter. So what is the main elements of this matter that is composed of? That is nothing but known as atom. What is that? That is known as atom. So look, all the matter is made up of very tiny particles which cannot be seen with bare eyes or naked eyes. That is known as atom. Okay, so all the matters that are composed of a very tiny particle which is known as atom. Look, so when two or more atom connects together, say for example the red one, the red balloon is a matter, is an atom of hydrogen, and the blue one is an atom of oxygen. So they are different atoms, hydrogen atom, oxygen atom. But when they connect together, so when one or more atom connects together, they forms a molecule. What are the forms? They forms molecules. So have a look here, one atom of oxygen and two atoms of hydrogen, they are forming together, they are connecting together and they are forming water, and this will be no more called as atom, this will be known as molecule. So what does it call? It's called water molecule. And now when this molecule connects together and forms a matter. Okay, so have a look at the last line. A matter is the collection of innumerable molecules. Okay, I am repeating for you again. So what is atom? Atom cannot be seen with bare eyes or naked eyes. It's a very tiny particle. But when this atom, one or more atom, connects together, they forms molecule. And when that particular molecules connects together in innumerable form, that means in uncountable form, then they produce a matter. Okay, they forms matter. So as the atoms are of different types, that is why the matters are of different types: solid, liquid and gaseous. So now we will be learning how the states of matter used to be changed. Have a look, states of matter. We discussed about the states of water in our previous classes, like water can stay in 3 states. What are those? Solid, liquid and gaseous. So the solid state is ice, the liquid state is water and the gaseous state is water vapor. So why these states used to come? Have a look. This is the solid states of water. So here you can see the atoms of the water molecule, they are connected together very tightly. So when the atoms are connected together very tightly, there is no intermolecular space, then it will be known as solid matter. And again, when the matter in a particular matter, there will be intermolecular space. That means intermolecular space means the spaces between different molecules. When the space will increase, then that will be known as liquid. And after that, when the intermolecular space or the gaps between the molecules will increase largely, they will form into gases. Okay, so why the matters are different? The matters are different due to the intermolecular spaces between them and due to the molecules they used to compose of. Have a look. So, and nevertheless, one very important thing, the speed they used to possess in between them. Have a look. The atoms or the molecules they are composed of, they consist some speeds or they consist some movements. If the movement is very less, then it will be solid. If the movement is a bit more than the solid one, then it will be liquid. And if the movement is very high, look, then it will be gas. Have a look at this particular example. Water is a matter and also consists of innumerable water molecules. Those molecules are always in motion. The molecules used to move. Okay. In solid like ice, water molecules are closely bounded. Look, have a look. They are closely bounded to one another in a place. In liquid like water, the molecules are quite close together, but they have a little space. You can see the little spaces to move around. In gases like vapor, the molecules are spread very far apart. Look, the molecules are staying very far apart. That is why this state is known as gaseous states. So, dear students, I hope you have learnt about the different states of matter. And now important questions for PEC. So, how does the energy transfer? What is conduction? What is convection? What is radiation? Why is saving energy important? How to save energy? What is atom? I just discussed a little while ago. What is molecule and what is matter? I hope from this particular lecture you have been able to understand the chapter energy and matter. Hope to see you again. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.